Kevin Durant is one of the greatest basketball players of this era. He's a two-time NBA champion, Finals MVP, NBA MVP, four-time scoring champion, and a former Rookie of the Year. His resume speaks for itself, and right now, he wants out of Phoenix, but the Suns have unrealistic expectations. They want young quality players, lottery picks in this year's NBA draft, and probably more future draft capital. On top of that, you will still have to match salaries. So at the end of the day, you would have to trade almost your entire roster for an elite scoring 36-year-old who is on an expiring contract. Yes, he can sign an extension and return to the team, but that's just not good basketball. We see who the teams are in the NBA Finals, the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. And what most NBA teams and fans are realizing is that the game isn't the same as 1990 or the early 2000s. You don't just need two-star players, you need to have an effective unit. Everyone in the NBA has a certain skill, and whenever you use it properly, then your team will have success. Yes, you want to trade Kevin Durant and get better offensively and defensively. You want to get younger, you want to build around Devin Booker. However, it just won't be the case as of now. You have to do the dirty work. You have to get young players and make them better. You can't add draft picks, add veterans, all at the same time for someone who is at the end of their career. And if you guys agree with me, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you have any video suggestions, follow me on my Instagram, DM me, and I will make that video as soon as possible. Now, I do have a 5-team trade, but before we get into that, we'll talk about the teams and why they should end up pulling a deal off. For one, we talked about the Phoenix Suns. Bradley Beal, he just doesn't fit well with the team. Kevin Durant wants out, and now you just have to build around Devin Booker. So whatever team you make sure that it's good enough to fit him and his skill set to get you back to the NBA Finals. The next team is the Miami Heat, who ended up trading away Jimmy Butler for Andrew Wiggins. Instead of giving him a contract extension, you're trying to build around Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. In my opinion, I believe that was unfair and a mistake on the fact of the Miami Heat, just off the fact that you didn't properly build around Jimmy Butler. And if you couldn't do that, then what makes you think you would do right by Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo? Instead of letting them build their own process, you're trying to beat a title into the team, and that's just not how things work. Next, there's the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know if they want to trade Giannis Antetokounmpo or if they want to try and run it back with him for the next few seasons. Damian Lillard, he's out with injury almost for the entirety of next season. And the problem that I have with them is that you traded away Drew Holiday when he could have still helped the team. Then on top of that, you fired your coach and Doc Rivers is running the operation? That just screams failure. I would get more into the Kyle Kuzma trade, but let's talk about the Sacramento Kings. At one point in time, you had De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton, two guys that have came into their own, but you were impatient. You didn't try to make them coexist. And the next time you have lottery picks that's matched together, then you need to make it work. Last but not least, let's talk about the Houston Rockets. In my opinion, they have the most to lose in any trade because they were the second seed in the Western Conference. I understand that Jalen Green isn't the player you want him to be. However, sometimes that's on the coaching staff. You have to develop him. You want to win a championship now. Ime Udoka is a great coach, so let him get it done. If not, why would you trade him and go get Kevin Durant? You can pair him with the 10th overall pick and even try to contact other teams. There's more than just a 36-year-old who isn't on the same timeline with your roster as of now. But you do have Dylan Brooks, a guy who I talked about in another video. He's been to 3 out of the 4 last Western Conference Finals. I just think they're hitting the panic button way too early. However, if they do get Kevin Durant, then I believe out of all of these teams, they will have the best chance of making it to the NBA Finals, which is why in this 5-team trade, he will be going to Houston. If you look at the screen, I have the trade involving all these teams, and the Phoenix Suns, they get Andrew Wiggins, Jabari Smith, and Khalil Ware. The Heat get Jalen Green, DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Kuzma, and Andre Jackson. The Bucks get Zach LaVine and Fred VanVleet. The Kings get Damian Lillard, Duncan Robinson, the 10th overall pick in this year's draft, and a future first-round pick from the Bucks, while the Houston Rockets get Kevin Durant, Terry Rozier, and Jaime Jaquez Jr. From my perspective, I believe that this is a great trade because teams lose and gain something at the same time. The Suns get 3 defensive guys, with 2 of them being young players and having tremendous upside. I saw rumors with Kevin Durant going to Miami, and the Suns fans wanted Khalil Ware. So there you have it. You get that, Jabari Smith, and Andrew Wiggins. If you put that around Devin Booker, then maybe Bradley Beal will do better, because you do have role players that know their role, but also have star potential. As far as the Miami Heat, you're taking the hugest gamble, which is why these teams will help you get DeMar DeRozan. It's said that the Suns don't want Jalen Green, so we'll take him off your hands. He's a young player that can get to the goal. You put him alongside Tyler Hero, then you might be in for a show. He's not that great defensively, so it's something that the Heat will be taking on. That goes the same for Kyle Kuzma, who didn't do that well with the Milwaukee Bucks. And I believe that if he goes to the Miami Heat, he will fit better into their system. With this move, yes, Bam will be back at center, but you still have the 20th overall pick. And with that, you can go find you one. Now let's get to the Milwaukee Bucks. We know that Damian Lillard is out next season, or for the most part. Kyle Kuzma's contract is bad. Do whatever you have to do to get Fred VanVleet and Zach LaVine. You don't have that many assets to build around Giannis Antetokounmpo, and this is a very generous offer. I don't really think that most teams would even go for it, but if you can sneak that in and try to probably get Bobby Portis in on the deal, then something like this will happen. Last but not least, let's get into the Houston Rockets. They get Kevin Durant, Terry Rozier, and Jaime Jaquez Jr. KD, offensively, can be able to carry this team throughout the playoffs. Him and Sengun will be a match made in heaven. You do lose Fred VanVleet, but Terry Rozier is at least a viable option. He can play and get you in some of the pick and rolls, but a deal like this will get Reed Shepherd more playing time. I saw that the Houston Rockets fans really loved his potential, and if he can do what everyone believes that he can, then this team will have tremendous success. Jaime Jaquez Jr. is that Swiss Army knife. He can rebound, pass, finish under the rim, shoot jump shots, and 3-pointers. Whatever you tell him to do, he will do it. In his last game with the Miami Heat, even though it was a throwaway game, he had 41 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists, and that's something that can't be ignored. And even though I feel like it's a semi-fair return, I just want to go back to say on record that I believe the Houston Rockets should make another type of deal, because this team actually has a very bright future. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. What team do you think wins the most and the least in this 5-team trade? If you have a trade package as well, put it in the comment section. What team do you think Kevin Durant will go to? Now don't forget to smash that like button, comment, and subscribe. Follow my Instagram channels. I appreciate all you guys loving your support. And as always, this your boy Scotty Ice, aka Baby Bron, and you already know, I'm out.